Welcome back to CHRICED Radio and TV, where your matter now we own. And this, now Know Your Right with me, Princess. And on top Know Your Right today, we carry you enter for inside Abuja. And now the strike, where our teachers them for primary school, LEA teachers don't they do, going to the 100-day now. Now we want to talk about. And for that one, we know Waka alone. We carry one of the people then we say, you know, waiting they happen for that side to take come talk to us about the strike, what teachers they do, how the matter they go, waiting they go down, and everything the way concern all that one. So if I be you, I go just relax, tell somebody to tell somebody, put your radio, put your TV for this station so that your own no go carry last. Now follow me, make we for welcome our Sabi man inside the studio. I get Oga Abdul Salam Haruna, will be the coordinator of the LEA Teachers Joint Body for Inside FCT. Oga Abdul Salam, you do welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go move close so that we'll go feed it hear you wella. Okay, so our focus now on top the strike where the teachers them don't they do for a very long period now. You feel bring us up to date on top how the matter takes start, where the matter day now and waiting they go on right now.
All right. The LEA teacher strike began quite some years back. When I joined the service as an LEA teacher, I was amazed at what I met on ground at the primary level of education in FCT. I found out that there were a lot of things lacking right from the classroom where these young minds need to be molded. Then this passion led me to conceptualize the LEA Teachers, FCT LEA Teachers Forum. And we started with some like minds. In 2019, when President Muhammadu Buhari approved 30,000 naira new minimum wage for workers, we were happy because as at then, the salary was nothing to write home about. And this increase came, we were happy. Just few months after the approval, our counterparts in Yobeb and Seb got it implemented in their salaries, and they were paid their arrears in bulk immediately. They were all smiling. But for the entire primary school teachers in FCT, we were left behind. Our dear union, the Nigeria Union of Teachers, swung into struggle. Strike here and there, trying to drive home our demands that we too should get the 30,000 naira new minimum wage of 2019. And believe me, it took a whopping 26 months before the cries of the union and the entire teachers in FCT could be heard. And then it was implemented in our salaries. Now the arrears for 26 months, you'll be surprised that it's not up to 8 months that they cleared the arrears of 2019 new minimum wage of 30,000 naira. Now, since then, till date, since 2019 till date, not a kobo has been added to the salaries of FCT LEA primary school teachers in the 6 area councils. The 40% peculiar allowance came on board. All other sister agencies in FCT have gotten theirs implemented and their arrears paid. But right now, LEA teachers, we are nowhere to be found. It has not been implemented and the arrears are there still piling up. Then the 25 and 35% salary increase for workers also came on board. All our sister agencies, UBEB, SEB and others, they got it implemented for them and their arrears were given to them. But the LEA teachers have also been denied up till this moment. There was a 35K wage award to cushion the effects of removal of fuel subsidy for 6 months. Our counterparts are getting it, but we at LEA, nothing.
Okay, sorry, when you say your counterparts, who be these counterparts?
Good. When I say our counterparts, the Nigerian Union of Teachers is our union, and this union consists of the secondary school teachers and the primary school teachers.
Okay.
When we say secondary school teachers, we have the junior secondary schools and we have the senior secondary schools. Then the primary school teachers are those of us under the LEAs, the Local Education Authority. Now, those of our counterparts in UBEB and SEB, they have gotten all these things that I have mentioned.
Okay, now, the question be, say, why those other ones inside the joint body, they get them, and then the ones under LEA, no, they get them? Why? Why they know they get? Also, why would I need to fight extra to get what actually you deserve?
It is simply summarized as the failure of the third tier of government, that is the local government. The SEB and the UBEB, they are under state, the state government. The LEA is placed under the area councils, the local government. So while the state government is doing its best to make sure that the workers get their rights and put in their best in their places of work, the local government is not doing anything concerning the welfare of workers. When this administration of our dear president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came on board, the FCT minister, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, introduced a very wonderful and applaudable effort of sharing 50 kg bag of rice to all FCT workers. They all got it and they were happy about it. But LEA teachers in FCT never got a single seed of rice. Secondly, they got 25 kg bags of rice also. But we're at one corner watching because nobody cares about us as area council workers or as LEA teachers.
Okay, now, according by the law and everything, like you just talk, say, LEA, they under the local government councils. And if, like you talk now, they do all this initiative, other people, them, they enjoy, and the local government workers are the ones that are not enjoying, who has the responsibility to make sure, say, this local council chairman or the people in charge are held accountable?
For FCT, the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, I'll call on the president, trickle down to the FCT minister, then to the area council chairman. Why do I have this line of thought? Nigeria, as our dear nation, the giant of Africa, that name, the giant of Africa, needs to be looked at. We are supposed to set the pace for other African countries in this continent of ours. So, let's come down to Nigeria. With 36 states and FCT as the Federal Capital Territory, the seat of power, where the president is. FCT by the Constitution is not fully a state, but should be treated as a state. We do not have a governor, so by the nature of administration, this is the seat of power where the president is, who appoints a minister for the FCT to act as the governor of FCT. And he also has an assistant, the state minister. So, the area council chairman I believe, are to be supervised by the state minister and the FCT minister.
Okay, so
who reports directly to Mr. President.
Now, if we come to that now, on this issue, the minister don't talk, say, he don't put hand inside. He even don't give money to local council chairman them. Make them make sure say they settle this issue now of this all these monies and everything. So if they talk like that, has the minister not done what he's supposed to do?
The minister has tried, and we primary school teachers in FCT, we appreciate him to an extent.
Okay.
Yes. I did mention a few moments ago that we just got the payment of 2019 arrears for 26 months of 2019 30,000 new minimum wage. It was 100% the effort of the minister, the FCT minister, Wike. Because even after series of strike, he waded in and he said, okay, this is under your purview as area council chairman, but I'm going to intervene with 60%. You go and bring the remaining. I'm going to intervene with 40%. You go and bring the remaining 60% and pay these teachers their arrears for the 30,000 naira new minimum wage. And he did it. After almost close to a year, the area councils refused to answer. We went on strike again. He waded in again and he gave the remaining 60% and we were paid off the arrears for 2019 new minimum wage. So are they going to fold their arms and expect that the minister continues doing everything? Why are they not telling us what is happening?
Because that was going to be my next question. So what in the local council chair, most of them, they talk about this matter? If by your talk, yes, the minister involved, he even first bring 40%, he later involved again, bring the 60%. Like you said, he don't try. So what in the local council chair, most of them, they talk? And where the teachers, where do you people stand right now?
To the best of my ability, the only thing the area council chairmen are saying is that they don't have the funds to pay.
And you think that's not valid?
It is not valid to me.
Why you talk like that?
Thank you very much. What are the problems militating against the funds being enough, not being enough to pay your workers, people you employ to work for you? Is it that there are loopholes where the monies meant for the teachers' salaries and their entitlements are going down the drain that you need to block to ensure that your workers are paid their entitlements? If truly you are not getting enough allocations to pay your workers, you do budgeting year in, year out. This budget is approved by the National Assembly. So what are you telling me? A government is a continuous process. Year in, year out, you budget for payment of salaries. Are there no increase in the allocations being given to them? So these are questions they need to come and answer. But they are not even coming out to talk. We just have some of their data boys that keep on giving explanations about not having enough resources to pay workers, this and that. Even the area council chairman, please, how many times have they boldly come out to explain situations to the workers? Look, this is what we get on a monthly basis, XYZ. This is what we spend the money for. Accountability, transparency is not there. I make bold to say that even the kangaroo implementation they did in the month of April, I make bold to say that it was because they didn't want to go back to the National Assembly to give account of how they spend their allocations. And they did the implementation. Then in May salary, they removed it. Where is this head of except for Buhari that paid, and the majority of information at hand is they claim that they paid mistakenly. Who does that? So I challenge the area council chairman to come out and say, this allocation that we are giving is not enough to pay our workforce. And if it is not enough, as the area council chairman, what are you supposed to do? As the area council chairman, what are you supposed to do? You budget every year. Don't you do the calculations well to make sure that your budget is enough to cater for your workers? So I think the area councils are failing in their primary duties and responsibilities as the closest government to the people. Imagine primary schools under lock and key since 24th of March 2025 till date. Primary health care centers under lock and key since 24th of March till date, and all our 6 area council secretariat under lock and key, the closest government, arm of government to the people. The people in these 6 area councils of the FCT have been locked out of primary health care centers. All our children are at home roaming the streets. Yet, nothing much is being said about it. Nothing much is being done. And we say all is well. In the Federal Capital Territory of our dear nation, Nigeria, that is supposed to be the pace setter, the torchbearer for other 36 states of the Federation to follow, the FCT that is supposed to show the way for others to follow, something is wrong somewhere. That is why we need to voice out. There is a need for something drastic to be done to the system. If not, we are sitting on a time bomb.
All right, we still get Abdul Salam Haruna inside the studio of CHRICED Radio and TV, and we talk about the things that really go on top of the strike with FCT local council teachers, their health workers, and then the secretariat workers, they go on. And you don't hear plenty things we talk, say, shut down for over 3 months, nothing is being done, saying a time bomb waiting to happen. Maybe we take a very sharp message from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll continue to yarn this matter with our guests then. No go anywhere when they come back now.
Hello, my country people of Nigeria. It don't take small where I say you. Maybe now one of the reasons why rumors in the spread say K-Bobo don't leave the media space. But you know what? Say no to fake news. Because I never get tired and I know they retire. I just change gears small and make we enjoy ourselves better. Before you don't listen to me and that voice they sweet you, the analysis they tutorial. Now you go to watch me live on top CHRICED Radio and television, where we go to break that news analysis well for you. On top of newspaper radio, big tori when they happen. Inside program what we call Inside Nigeria. You go enjoy our wella because we go break up for you, you go reason with us, and you go understand the grammar well. What you need to do now to follow us on top www.CHRICEDradioandtv.com, or you can follow us on top all our social media platforms. My name is Olawale Omaniyi. On top CHRICED Radio and Television, your matter now we own.
Welcome back to Know Your Right on top the station where your matter now we own. And we still there with the coordinator of the FCT LEA Teachers Joint Body, and we talk about the strike where local council teachers and some other different workers them don't they on for over 3 months now. On top say they never begin pay them the new minimum wage salary. Oga Abdusalam Haruna, thank you, say, stand out with us.
Thank you very much.
Now, coming back to the matter, you say this thing now, nothing has been done. The matter don't they go for over 3 months. Children now, day house, hospitals, as in primary health centers, not responsive. Now, I want to ask you one question. Don't you think on you people's own part too, una self know they try? Like how comfortable now they say, small children, they roam around streets, they play ball, they sell things, or day house, that everything they lock and key. If the government who they protest against or they do this strike, say they no answer you, what about the health people, the work that is supposed to be going on, the children we're supposed to school, where they house? Now, no, where is the human feelings, the pity where you get, and then that oath or that service where you supposed to do to humanity?
Thank you very much. This is actually something that I recently seriously want to talk about. We as primary school teachers in FCT need to be commended for the bold step we've even taken. Because if we refuse to take this step now, I tell you, Nigeria is going nowhere.
How do you mean?
Yes. Every serious nation should take primary school education seriously. So it's a huge task we've taken upon ourselves as primary school teachers to call the attention of the government to the fact that primary school education in FCT and in Nigeria at large is in a state of mess and needs serious attention.
But the question is, this call now, is it being heeded to anybody they listen? Since we're over 3 months now on strike, what has been done on the part of the government where when they try call their attention? What has been done?
It will get to a point when they'll have no choice than to listen to the people. Yes. People may see us as primary school teachers that we are not, we don't care about the state of our pupils that are roaming the streets. But if you know who a teacher is, you will understand that we are in pains concerning the state of our pupils roaming the streets, learning bad habits from the streets when they are supposed to be in their classrooms, learning from their passionate teachers. But if you study education, you'll know that for teaching and learning to take place, there are things that have to be put in place. How do you expect a teacher to come to the class and teach on empty stomach? How do you expect a teacher to trek 2-3 kilometers to his place of work because he cannot afford transportation? How do you expect a teacher to teach appropriately in his class while thinking of his children and family that are dying of hunger? How do you expect a teacher to teach when he has common malaria but cannot afford 5,000 naira health care? How do you expect a teacher to teach in a classroom where 50% of his learners are seated on the bare floor because there are no desks for the learners to sit? How do you expect a teacher to be effective when he has to buy all his teaching aids, all his writing materials and what have you from his pockets with the meager salary that he is receiving, without any form of welfare? How? People think the teachers are heartless, they are happy sitting at home, their children, their pupils roaming the street. No, we are not happy. This strike is long overdue, And it's a clarion call, and we thank the present administration, the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, FCT, under the able leadership of Comrade Abdullahi Muhammad Shafas, who came on board just about a year ago. And he has stood his ground that the right thing must be done. It is now or never, because enough is enough.
And I still ask my question. Over 3 months now, everywhere in the local council shut down. Waiting una don't come get. As in, what has been done since then? Because all we hear is, oh, this school has been on strike. We've gone out, done interviews. But what have been done? Is the government even answering you people? Now, just of recent, we hear where NLC, them now don't talk, say they want to do protests. Now, here we do be say VDM now come gather small children, begin do protests. Now, here we do be say another joint body now, they do protests. Now, say they will come out tomorrow. Since these 3 months, we're una down tools, what has been done? What has this strike achieved? Apart from this recent one, where people now don't they come on board?
What this strike has achieved is this information that you are passing out now.
That's different organizations and then different people are now trying to...
Let me tell you something. This is not the first time that primary school teachers in FCTA are embarking on a strike action to demand for their rights. This is not the first time. Previous years, when we go on strike, they will call for meetings, come and dialogue. The unions, the local government, with the intervention of the FCT minister, come to the round table and dialogue. They will say, okay, by so month we are going to implement this for you. A memorandum will be written. Both parties will sign. The strike will be suspended. We'll go back to our classrooms in anticipation. The time will come and pass, and the memorandum will not be kept, will not be heeded to. As in, they don't even care. It was because I was totally drenched in the rains from my home down to this place. I couldn't come with documents. I would have come here with papers to show you of different memorandums that were signed by the 6 area council chairmen with dates that they are going to implement this and that so time, and those times came and passed without doing anything about them. So why sign a memorandum that you are going to implement this ABC for these teachers or these workers in so months when you know that you don't have the resources to do that? You make them to go back to work anticipating, and the time will come and you demoralize them, you demotivate them by not even saying anything, by not giving them what rightly belongs to them. Why? Who does that?
Now, talking about
Sorry,
that,
let me add to this.
All right.
In previous times when we go on strike and they do this signing of memorandum and we suspend the strike and go back to the classrooms, yes, you people don't hear that these things happen. And they banked on that and continued in the way they were behaving.
Yeah.
Now this time around, the union under the leadership of Comrade Abdullahi Muhammad Shafas has said, no, we will no longer take shit. Give us our rights, we return to our classrooms and we deliver our lessons and mold minds the way it should be.
Now, Oga Minister of Education don't involve inside the matter.
Thank you.
And as Oga Minister Alausa being the Oga Tunji Alausa, he come out now and talk say, then don't get something from the NUT, the Joint Body of Teachers, FCT branch, on top the strike where they go on, and say truly their heart goes out to everybody. They're also calling on everyone. Now, what's in now can they talk here now? He's saying the ginger the area council chairman to take proactive step to find a way where they go settle them. You understand? He say everybody, both the unions, the area councils, the education administrators, say may they act in good faith, and then they should come out, you know, they should do dialogue. May they can't do dialogue. You get so that they will feel protect the integrity of the basic education of Nigeria. So what do you think about this call, saying everybody should come back to the table, do a dialogue and all that?
I'm welcoming the Minister of Education back after sleeping for so long. Yes. A strike that started since March 24th. A word is just coming out from the Ministry of Education on 30th of June concerning that. And we said we are a serious nation. The former Minister of Education, immediately he was appointed, one of the first things he did was setting up an 8-man committee to come up with a roadmap to put education at its right pedestal. When I saw that news, I followed it up. I tried as much as I could to reach members of that committee to tell them that if you must do anything tangible, you must focus on the foundational level of education, the primary school level. Because if we don't get the foundational level right, then we are building on a faulty foundation and it will lead us nowhere. All efforts to reach them proved abortive, and up till date, we just saw it on all the newspapers, televisions, and what have you, that the committee was constituted and this is the mandate given to them. But till date, we've not seen the report of that committee. I've not seen it. I don't know what their recommendations were. Then the minister was removed and present Minister Tunji Alausa was appointed, and when he came on board, Alhamdulillah, I heard he's doing some things concerning the education sector. For example, the reforms he's trying to make concerning the technical colleges and other areas. It's a good one, but yet he has to come back to start from the primary level of education.
All right, now let's go to the different supports you're now getting from different organizations. It first started with VDM, Very Dark Martins Ose, sometime last week. We gathered children, they for front of FCT Minister Gates, they do that with no gree. How did you feel about that? How did your forum feel about that?
My wonderful members, teachers in FCT, kept calling. We have been on strike for this long. We have protested to the minister's office. Little achievement has been made, but yet it is still far, far below average. Let's do things more. We had to look for a link to reach VDM. Say, guy, you've been doing wonderfully well for the Nigerian state. Look, this is the situation with primary school education in FCT. The children have been at home for months. Do you know that in less than 24 hours of that reach to VDM?
Oh, it was teachers in Abuja that reached out to him.
In less than 24 hours of that reach out to VDM, the first video came out. I was surprised, I was amazed. How swift and quick did he do that? Then, within a space of 3 days, he gathered more pupils and came for the protest at the minister's gate. Yes.
But where were teachers then? Because we only saw him, some of his friends, and then
VDM,
children.
You should know how he
in
does
uniform.
his things. You should know how he does his things. We didn't know that the first one was going to take place. Even the second one, we didn't know. I personally got the information very late. I tried to meet up, but I got there immediately. He just left from the minister's gate with the pupils he gathered there. So it's because of the effort of our union, the NUT, the FCTLA Teachers Forum, that many people are now getting to know about the very terrible situation of primary school education in FCT, the Federal Capital Territory. So if it is like this here in FCT, when we have a new curriculum now that is to teach these children from that very young age, catch them young, right? If we have a new curriculum now that we need to kickstart, I think FCT is supposed to be the first forerunner of that curriculum, and few other states to test run it before it goes national. But here we are. The primary schools in FCT are in shambles. Do you know how many of our primary schools don't have roofs? That the children are sitting on the floor?
So the struggle is not just about they never pay minimum wage.
It's not just about minimum wage.
Infrastructure inside the schools.
Yes, it's not just about minimum wage. There are a lot of factors that need to be put in place for proper primary education to be carried out.
Okay, so
one of that is the teachers' welfare, because they are a very vital component of the education system. And here we are, the teachers' welfare is zero. Infrastructure, nothing. And we are still running on an archaic curriculum as a nation, still on literally education, when the world has advanced to ICT. We are still in our classrooms teaching A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, when in other nations, children in primary 3, 4 are making little devices. Just before last year, in the first term of this 2024/2025 session, I saw it on the news that there's going to be a new curriculum for primary school education and 15 skills are to be taught.
Yes, compulsory skill acquisitions
are
courses.
To be taught, and,
yes.
And they said it was going to start from the second term.
Yes.
Where is it? Let the minister tell us, has it started? Where is the curriculum? A curriculum that was planned with the input of who? The teachers that are going to implement, or without their input? I kept on asking, how do they want to achieve that? You planned a curriculum and you said it's going to start by second term? No, plan it properly and let it start from the first term of a new session, with teachers trained for it before it starts.
Okay.
There is no training and retraining of teachers. We have a long way to go.
All right, I still get Abdul Salam Haruna, will be the coordinator of the FCT LEA Teachers Joint Body inside the studio, and we talk about the strike where they go on for local government workers, both for the secretariat, for the primary healthcare, and for even the teachers of the primary school. Now, coming back to all the protests, since they say on the 30th, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, different joint bodies, they do like a form of strike, just 3-day strike to give small warning of waiting they come for front. We already get the Joint Union Action Committee, JUAC, where they do the strike. Them today they para about secretariat being closed down, healthcare, and still carry even the one of teachers. Like in their talk now, they say irregular salary payments, you get non-payment of overhead. You understand? They say, yes, as we can intervene, it's not bad. But say they will continue this strike now for 3 days, after which the workers go back now, go gather themselves again to decide on top their next step of if action is not taken. Then we also get the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, we talk say tomorrow will be Wednesday, the 2nd of July, then SEF will come out to take do we no go gree, as in support of the primary school teachers and every. What do you have to say about all the support? Even the chairman of the TUC, FCT chapter, that now do Akogu INSEP don't come out now, they talk, say even the para, say Oga Minister come out, say he give money to the local council Chairmo them. Say truly, how sure are we safe that he even actually gave them money? And if he did, where the money, how did they spend, and why is nobody asking them? There's also a report here saying that some rumors are going up and down, that most of this local council chairman, that they are diverting money towards the 2026 FCT area council elections. So with all the support from everywhere, with some of these rumors going on, waiting una they do actually. Are you people also part of the protest?
Every protest, every peaceful protest that is geared towards putting Nigeria on the right track, I, Abdusalam Haruna, and my members are ever ready to be part of it. Tomorrow being Wednesday, we are going to come out in mass to protest.
So what's the protest going to look like?
It's a peaceful protest to still make our voice heard by whoever cares to listen. And especially we are directing our voices to Mr. President. Our dear President, who has come with the renewed hope agenda for our dear nation Nigeria, to look into this issue critically. There is need for a total overhaul of primary school education. And it's unfortunate that primary school education is placed under the purview of local government. I think that bill, that law in our constitution needs to be revisited by the National Assembly. If by what we are saying, the area councils have proven, they have truly proven that they cannot handle primary school education, then I think it should be taken out from their care. Maybe a federal agency could be set up to handle primary school education properly, so that Nigerian pupils, Nigerian children could get the best of education that they deserve. It's a legitimate right, constitutional right of every child to get basic education.
Okay, so what if people do all this protests, all this everything, and nothing is still being done? What next?
If nothing is being done after all this that we are saying and all these protests and what are other actions that we are taking, then it means that, I'm sorry to say, that the present administration is failing in its promises and duty as a government to take care of the needs of its people.
Before I let you go, what will be your message right now to Nigerians, to the government, to your colleagues, and to other well-meaning Nigerians then, on this issue?
Thank you very much. If I leave without mentioning something very crucial, I will not be doing myself any justice, and I will be doing a great injustice to some of my colleagues, especially from Buhari Area Council and Kuje Area Council. I have some of my colleagues that were employed as teachers since 2018, but unfortunately they were underemployed and they were promised that they will be upgraded, and up till today they have not been upgraded. They are still receiving 30 or 40,000 naira salary monthly as teachers, over 1,000 of them. This is unfortunate. The area councils really need to be called to order to do the right thing. I want to call on my colleagues first that this struggle we must sustain as primary school teachers, that know that Nigeria cannot develop if primary school education is not taken care of the way it should. Calling on all of us to sustain the tempo, to keep up with the struggle, until it gets to the right ears, and I know that if the president gets the right information about the situation, he's definitely going to do something about it.
You think he doesn't know?
I have to think in this line because of my interactions with a lot of people recently. They keep saying that it's very possible that the president is not aware of this. Just yesterday, I was discussing with a very senior brother of mine in one of the federal government agencies. And he told me, he said, look, you are angry that the Minister of Education is just speaking concerning the primary school closure for over 3 months now. That was yesterday. You are angry that he's just speaking now. He said, look, our agency is directly under the Ministry of Education. And their salaries have been stopped for quite some months now, and they have protested. They are still waiting on the government to do the right thing, and the minister told them that he had just one vote in the Federal Executive Council meeting when he spoke concerning their issue. He had just one vote from members of the Federal Executive Council meeting. So tell me, it is very possible that the issue of primary school education in FCT and by and large in Nigeria as a whole has never been mentioned to the president. Very possible.
All right, because of time, just 1 minute.
So I'm calling on each and every one of us to add our voice to this struggle. The teachers, the parents, NGOs, media houses, civil societies, and what have you. We all know the importance of primary school education. Let us not leave this fight for only the teachers alone. Despite the fact that many people are seeing the teachers as being greedy, we are not greedy, but we know what we are talking about. We are teachers, the noblest of professions, and we have decided to say no. We can't say okay. We can't say okay, let them continue paying us the peanuts and we'll do the work haphazardly and go. Our minds as educators will not even be at rest. Because we know that if you train a child from primary school level and you give him half-baked education at that level, you have practically destroyed his future.
Thank you so much, Oga Abdulsalam Haruna. Plenty talk where you don't talk for here. We wish you well, and we will continue to do our own parts to make sure, say, the call and then your cry is being answered, and our children go get the education we say they deserve. Hope so when we call on you again, you could definitely show up. We wish you best of luck for your fight. All right, now Abuja. All right, the rest of the world, you don't hear this now. We'll draw curtain on top. Know your right for today. Our guest now Abdulsalam Haruna will be the coordinator of the FCT LEA Teachers Forum, and about all the igiaga where they go on top the strike by local government workers, both the health workers, the secretariat workers, and the primary school teachers. You don't hear them. More we no go agree, they go down, protests going down, making sure say the government go hear them. They said from even the president to the minister to the local government councils, now they want to hear them. We go continue to bring you the updates as they unfold. So we'll come again. My name still be Princess. Enjoy the rest of your day. 12 o'clock, sharp tori will come on top your radio and TV.